Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Mazes okay once more.
N'anya
Big
kịta
P.
unu afụ na
Yes, Mazes okay here is speaking to us. So let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Today is Friday, the 14th of August 2020. So if you can hear me, as usual and customary to this broadcast and this channel, I would want to know where you are watching me from. I hope I haven't kept you busy or I haven't kept you waiting. So, this evening, as the title basically says, um, in the last couple of days, we've hammered on the Enugu International Airport. But we're bringing another dimension to this conversation this evening, and that is very simple. So, and which is that the airport, the minister was there yesterday, and the minister confirmed that work, or rather, that the airport will be reopened in 16 days from today on the 30th of August. I said before, I have my doubts, but here we are. In as much as I have my doubts, we have a government or a custom within our country that doesn't want things to be done right, that don't believe that things ought to be done right. I'm into project management, and from my wealth of experience within project management, over 12 years of experience in managing international projects, what I can see at that airport is nothing but, I put it kindly, I'll put it kindly, I would say it is not impressive at all. Not impressive. And that's what I think. But before we go on, like I said, let me take the opportunity and while we wait, I don't want people, as usual, people will come in and say, what is the topic? You can see the topic at the bottom. And I don't want people to drag us back. So what we would do, we would probably wait for a little while. Jean Paul Ume saying that he wants to fly into the Enugu International Airport. Not only you, many of us want to fly out of Enugu International Airport because we have discovered, and it is a fact, that the Enugu International Airport saves us time. It saves you time when you want to go to anywhere you want to go. If you're flying in from London, from America, from Europe, anywhere you're flying in from, and you're flying in through Lagos and Abuja, it builds in 4 days into your journey. 4 days. Yes, why? How do I calculate 4 days? Imagine you leave Washington. If instead of you to land in Enugu, where you will, if you land in Enugu, say for instance with Ethiopia around 12:40, no matter how bad it is with the customs, there is no way by 2 o'clock you will not be out, and there is nowhere within the Igbo nation that you can leave Enugu International Airport by 2 o'clock that you can get to your destination before it's 6 o'clock, no matter how bad the roads are. But here you are, there is no way you can land in Lagos in the evening, as most airports do come in the airlines do come in the evening. There is no way you can go to your destination. That means you have to stay. And staying in Lagos means you are going to spend one night, including the day that you've used, that is 2 nights. You're staying one night in Lagos, then you're gonna use a whole day to travel to your destination. At the end of the day, you've lost 2 days flying in. You're going to repeat the same thing because it will be insanity for you to leave the east and go back to Lagos, wanting to fly the same day doesn't work. Many people have tried it and they've missed their flight. In order for you to be rest assured that you're going to make your journey, you have to leave a day before. Now, let us get to the meat of this evening. I will try as much as possible not to make this conversation this evening be too long. So, my plan is that we have to have this conversation. I'll do my presentation, we'll have this conversation happen within 2 hours. So, what is happening, people, is that as you all know, the airport, as the minister was there yesterday, the minister wasn't happy of an airport, basically something that was demolished. And what was it that was demolished? We have John Emejulu, who is an architect, again, who says that the land, part of the land towards where the airport authority put up their fence, is his. He has, according to him, according to the report we have seen, he has about 400 plots of land in Emenede. So, I mean, that's sizable. And according to him, he is not, against government doing whatever they need to do. The only thing he was against is government trying to, uh, kind of coerce him into into giving up this. So let me take us to this. This is, by the way, for some of you, we have Njenje Media now has their own website, and that is the um, called mjmnews.com. So for all of you that are fan of this page, for your daily, authentic, not propaganda, authentic news update, you can always go to um, njm.news. That is Njenje Media. And again, if you go to njenjemedia.com, you still land on that. But let me show us something very critical here. Now, and this is what we want, I want to show today. Let's look at this portion. This is the news report here. Now, the news report says that Mr. Emejuru, right, and this is here, that's the name of the guy. I've sent him a message. I want to bring him on here. I want to hear his own side of the story. So if we come over here, sorry, um, you will see that Njenje Media is actually questioning why everyone is talking about the demolition at the airport, but no one appears to be talking about the man who says he has 40, um, 400 plots of land. And according to the news agency that we sourced our news from, it says that this man had in 2007 had a court judgment in his own favor to the to the expanse of land in phase 4 and 5 of the airport road layout. Now this is the suit number here, basically, where he won this case. And what the court has done is the court said, with this judgment, you can go and enforce your judgment. And the enforcement in this case means taking over your land. And how can you take over your land? A land that's been fenced. Okay? So Mr. Emejulu in a suit number returned to the court through an application by motion of on notice for the court to compel the Commissioner of Police, Enugu, and the Inspector General of Police for the execution of his own judgment, which he has done. Okay, so he alleged that government officials were trying to take over that land from him. Now, Mr. Emejulu, pay attention, who is an architect by training, claimed that he bought 400 plots of land in 2008 from the um, Umu Enwene Ijinike community in Enugu. So this is where he got the land from. Now, you see, here is highlighted, and there is a reason where here is highlighted, because the man, Mr. Emejuru, said something that is instructive. He said, I am not opposed to the government using my land for development. That means this statement is very, very heavy. So, for every one of us, because I mean, it is insanity. When I started looking at it, I said this is demolition versus demolition because he demolished the government properties and the government went ahead and demolished his own property. So, but he had already told them before, I am not opposed to government using my land for any form of development, but again, highlighted, but the right things must be done. They cannot take my land by force. So, what is the right thing? That is the case. That is the crux of this matter. What is the right thing to do, to be done in this case? What is the right thing? The right thing in this case is that, you know, his land was taken. Now, the right thing to be done here, and let's see what he has done. You can see what he, let me see if I can expand this a little bit to accommodate. You see? So, this is the demolition he has done. Okay, in as much as I think no one fights the government. I don't think, I mean, he's in the right here anyway. That is his land. Would I have gone ahead and demolished that? Because you have a country of lawlessness. He he was the one that started the lawlessness. This is the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, yesterday in Enugu. So he started this demolition by demolition government. Well, again, you can see this parameter fence here was actually done with concrete. The government is now claiming that they've done up to 2 kilometer fencing with this concrete, and that the man went ahead and destroyed these things you're looking at in the screen there. That is 2 kilometers. Again, we don't know if it is 2 kilometers. Our reporters from Njenje Media
No, I think
were
they are
there
making confrontation. I
yesterday.
think
Now
what
let's
happened is they
listen to
came
what
and
the
started
minister
doing
has
the
to say.
destruction, and then the security were informed promptly. The Nigerian Force came around, and I understood later they were joined by the police to stop him, and he's on the run. But I don't think he can
He
run
was
from
on
the
the run.
government anyway. Well, we asked the contractor and the manager of the airport and our consultant and the engineers on ground supervising the project to jointly assess the damage. You see, it's concrete. You covered it. It's concrete fence that we're putting here to fortify this airport. And like I said to you, except a few portions of the Lagos airport, there's nowhere in the country that you have this kind of concrete. So we're delivering quality work here. And where you stand here, this turning part, there's none of it in this country. Also, the kind of run we're delivering, none of it in this country. We're spending a lot on this airport. We're funding directly from the budget for Zengo and that building. And that is close to, just my guess, about $200 million. We're coming on the cargo. We're doing quite a lot.
Sorry, people. I must say something here. I mean, when I heard that, when the minister said this yesterday, I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but I just want you to hear that as well. They've spent close to $200 million. Hey, get your calculator. Can someone do us a favor? Get your calculator, punch it, um, punch it in. I think at the moment dollar is about 475, but I think the government exchange rate is about 390 or thereabout. So can someone punch 200 million in my little China phone here? If I punch 200 million times 390, the government exchange rate, the phone might catch fire. So can someone who has a better calculator please punch that and let us know what $200 million is to naira. So let's listen to the minister once more.
Just my guess, about $200 million. We're coming on the cargo. We're doing quite a lot. Just my guess, about $200 million.
$200 million.
We're coming on the cargo. We're doing doing quite a lot in this place. And this is what someone is paying us back with. I'm really very sad.
So this is, what you're looking at is what the man demolished. You know, um, that's what the man demolished, and sadly, in the same vein that he demolished uh, the fence at the airport, they had gone to his house today and also demolished his own house. I mean, this is tit for tat. This is what he's done to the federal government or the federal government property, which he is. Um, there is this is in contention, so to say, and he demolished it. And in the same vein, government has gone in to demolish his own property. That is what we call tit for tat. You do me, I do you. That's what government has done. Now, question is, was he right in demolishing government property, quote unquote, on in his own land? Because we have to bear in mind that he argues that's his own argument that that land belongs to him. So if that land belongs to him, so governments are actually the ones intruding in the airport. Now, concerning if that airport will be delivered, I want us to look at this here, people. This is, as of yesterday, the materials that were brought out, that were brought to the airport yesterday. Now, this is an airport they want to utilize or open in the next 16 days. And in the next 16 days, you still have these materials being brought. I mean, this is the wood there, you can see is 2 by 2. The floor there, you can see nothing virtually is happening. As I said last week, and I'm repeating it again, and I am willing to bet with anyone that this airport will be completed in the next 16 days. I bet you it will not be completed. If Hadi Sirika or President Muhammadu Buhari is going to commission this airport, I can bet you 1 keg of palm wine they are commissioning an incomplete airport. There is no two ways about that. Honestly, I am willing to bet with anyone who will tell me if they will finish this airport. Now let me get to the picture of the house that was demolished, because that is the crux of the matter. So Mr. John, uh, this is his house. They went into his house today and they demolished it. I understand that the man lives in Nike, or rather Ababa Nike, Enugu, you know, and they just basically went there, and the man has been in hiding. I've sent him message. I want to hear from him and interview him on this channel, and I'm yet to get feedback from him because he's hiding, according to what they say. That the Enugu Capital Territory Development Authority, the ECTDA, has demolished the residence of architect John Emejulu, who was accused of demolition about 1 kilometer perimeter fence of Akane Biami International Airport. So you can go back to NJM News, that is Njenje Media News, and read the whole story in there. So people, that's what you can see happening. Now, beyond beyond this demolition, what else you can see here is this. To that airport yesterday. Now, again, these are the demolitions, but in Emene today, this demolition happened. This is Emene. This demolition happened. People's houses were demolished. So this is from.
I am man no government. But the same people are in that to good. Ewe me asira anyị na na-eme anyị na-ada akwado cha oya ka eji akwa ya ụgwọ ọ dị mma.
So this man
The
now
mother
is
one nwoke
lamenting.
awụgo maka ya last year. cheki ọdọ
So
mma
houses are now being
nwoke
demolished
nke
in Enugu.
iwe chọọchị ebe a na ọ dọgbọrọ ebe ahụ na akịrịgo apịatapịa ma shọpụ ebe nwunye anyị na-eri ihe wezi ebe a kịta ihe mkpọbi ka anyị na-achọ ebe a ma anụ sọplai chara sinsi nwanne nya akakwụghọ m ụgwọ ndị enyi m ga-eme ebe a kịta anụ bụ na-ere
So what the man is saying, for the benefit of those who do not understand Igbo, the man is saying that he's a meat seller, and that there are places of business were basically demolished, and sadly, no matter how sad it is, you may recall that they were told beforehand when the airport was about to be closed, June, July, August last year. They were told before the airport was closed, the initial reason was that vultures normally fly within the air route, which means when an aircraft is about to land, there is the likelihood that it's going to hit with the birds. And if that does happen, you're going to have a fatal accident. But here you have people now saying that they did not tell them. So the question now is, why now? An airport you're going to open in 16 days. You had 1 year. This airport was closed on the 24th of August 2019. So you had 1 year. Today actually makes it 356 days of the airport closure. 356 days. Okay? So 356 days of the airport closure. But here you have a government that should have dealt with this. And from what these people are saying, that is the only way I have issue with the government. There is no alternative provided for them. I say, how can that be? How can that be? Listen to
ebe anyị na-egbu ya na akwatiri enweghị ihe anyị yere anyị ịtụ ahụ ka anyị na-ata kemgbe lasi ndị abịakwa ọzọ
no, where they sell their meat has been destroyed and nothing was offered to them. See, that is it. Nothing was offered to them.
I asked na ihe ejikwana na akpati na na ihe dịka udene na ndị otu ya nwere ike febe na ụgbọelu kwatuo ya iche na ihe dị otu a nwere ike ime.
Nne adị m ada ụtụkwa gọọmenti n'ọbụ nke eji eme ụdị ya na ekwesịrị iwe ebe akwadowere anyị maka ndị na-enweghị ka ọha ha adịghị m against n'ugbere nwere ike ịba n'ụgbọelu.
So you can see that basically people are bulldozers.
Anụ a na-egbu ebe a na-akpata nnụnụ.
So you can see bulldozers basically taking people's compound. That opens up a little bit inspiration. I think the
Afọ one ka ibigo n'ụna?
1963 ka m gbara akwụkwọ ebe a. 1963 wee ruo taa marụzia na arụ n'oge.
So, according to what this grandma is saying, she's been living there since 1963. That's very touching. 1963. Remember when we talk about going back to the 1963 Constitution? 1963 Constitution, and here you have someone who, that's about 50, she wedded there in 1953, 63. That means 57 years ago. So if you add, say for the sake of, anything, just add 20 to her age, you will be looking at that the woman is 77, 80 or above. And suddenly she has no place to stay. The reason why I'm taking my time to do this is that I think the government is failing here. Yes, we want international airport. Yes, we want development. But at the same time, we must be able to relocate the people. Obviously, you're taking away this land. Some of them, majority of them are just telling you they receive no compensation, no payments made to them, and you just demolish their properties Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go?
ọkwa di ga-anwụgonu
Him anwụgo 1970. Sọsọ 7 years ka mụ na bi. Ọchịsara m ụmụ 6. Ụmụ 6 a from elementary to university. Ụmụ nwa soro ha. Nke dị ọkpara na ya ka ọ nwụrụ.
ị bụ onye eme n'ebe a
Abụ m onye ebe.
nya bụ ana di gị
Ana di m ogoghị ego.
ọ dị mma nwee ndidi ebe na-akwa a sị na o nwere ike na ụlọ
Now, what the this is so emotional now. This is emotional. This is an ancestral land, according to what she said. Ancestral land. The land from her husband. She lived with her husband for only 7 years. The husband died in 1970, and they have they have 7 children. They only married for 7 years, and they have 6 children, is it? Jesus Christ. Their ancestral land. Just imagine for 1 second, you watching me now, you have an ancestral land in your village and they just being taken away. There is no alternative provided for you. That's why this is heartbreaking. So it's not like it's an investment. It's an ancestral land. So why wouldn't the government relocate them? These are the people of eminence.
na-emetụta ọdụ ụgbọelu a ọ bụ eziokwu
Enwere onye bịara gwa m eche m na gọọmenti chiwa anụ mmadụ ha nye onye anwa notice and gwakwa ya na-aga atinye ebe ọzọ ka ewerizie nke ha n'ọdabara.
Exactly what I've been saying is what this mama is saying. I wish I can reach her. Honestly. I wish I can reach her. Because this is clearly someone who needs help. She's basically said now she's not against the government taking the land, using it for the airport or using it for any project. But they should have given her notice and they should have made an alternative arrangement. These lands might not have C of O's because these are customary ancestral lands. Customary ancestral lands do not have C of O's. Therefore, the owners of that land must be compensated.
Nobody. Ihe niile a bụ na-akarị baadị ebe a. Ọzọ bụ na a na-egbu oke na-akpagharị. Enwere onye dara senti. Igwe Emene bụ nwanne di m. Igwe Felix bụ nwanne di m. Felix Ugwu bụ nwanne di m. Diọkpara m so wee wetara igwe a ọ bụ tata. Sogide ewu niile ekwenyere oge echiri echichi na be m ebe a ka diọkpara m kwenyetere ewu a na-ewegara ya etu o si gwe na-ewegara ya ofu
ọ dị mma kedu ihe gị na gọọmenti nwe ka ha si zite mmadụ gị na ya kpagoro nkata kemgbe ihe a na-eme maka na afọ gara aga ka e kwuru na a sị na amaki ga ebe ndị a niile ka akwatuo ya kedu ihe na-agwa gọọmenti
gọọmenti ejekwere m na nke gọvanọ esokwe m ndị ọzọ jebe gọvanọ esikedu ndị ga-ekwu okwu na maakịcha tinye afa m eruzie ka ndị ọzọ kwuche ndị ikwu gọvanọ si na ya ekwuche ego ndị na-ebe ahụ si na-ekwuche ego na mama nkwuzi wee sị biko na ihe na-ekwukwa ego na abụm onye eme na-abịa ọkwa m abịa na jibu ego okwu ego ji m bụkwa onye emenu ndị mụrụ di m bụ ndị emenu ndị mụrụ m bụ ndị emenu ekwukwara ya si biko ya na-ebekwa anya na ọ batakwa ya akwụ inye ozi di m ọ dị n'azụ ụlọ ebe a anyị gaa n'azụ ụlọ ikwu inye niile ụmụ m ndị nwụrụ adịgo fọ ọ fọdụzi sọ mmadụ na-arụ ofu nwoke na ofu nwaanyị.
So, Jesus, this is out of 6 children, she has already lost 4. Now she only has 2 children left, 1 boy and one man and 1 woman. And she's trying to explain that she went to the governor when everyone was going there, and she tried to speak. She was told that she doesn't need to, that they finished talking, so she doesn't need to speak. But here here we are. And Ike Dinobi Chibike said, let me read your comment. He said, Nigeria can do this. Nigeria can do this to our own people. What about outsiders? Iko Kanuno. Honestly, it's I don't know. It is really heartbreaking, and um, let's.
Gọvanọ ekweghị bịa.
Ọ dị mma gwakwa anyị afa gị ọzọ.
Veronica alụmụ Ngene, alụmụ nwunye Stephen alụmụ Ngene, late.
Ndewo, afọ m ngwongwo gị kwasachara ebe a kịta. Kedu ihe na-emezi? Ị chọrọ ịkwapụbazi aka ọ gị? Maka na ebe a bụ be di gị.
Okay, now.
Onye nke nwụrụ na Thailand afụrụ m eji bunete ndị be di m Felix Ugwu a bụ igwe emene okenye ha bịa nara m ego si na ọka ha je gba izu na ebe ọ nwụrụ tere aka ha ka enyere m aka bunete ha rie 15,000.
Ọ dị mma, ihe bụ isiokwu anyị bụ na ebe anụnwa bebi iji mere be gị na gọọmenti.
You can now see all the burial sites, all the grave littered everywhere, that the woman now is basically showing around. How you can see 1, 2, 3 graves of everyone she's lost, and sadly, from what is happening, and it appears all these structures will be destroyed. Now, if like Mazi Nwamazi said, he says, can we use this woman's plight to know what happened to architect Emejuru's land? And I agree, because you see, it appears we only run government of oppression, both of states, federal government and local government. It's about who you're going to oppress, not about giving people their rights, not about doing the right things, but it's just about oppressing people. And this is happening in the 21st century. 21st century, for Christ's sake. Kashmir Ezono also stated the same thing. Yeah, that this is it's indeed heartbreaking to note that we should be discussing something like this in 21st century. And when I watched obviously the video credit goes to BBC, but when I watched this today, I thought to myself, this is an unbelievable thing. How can this be happening in this day and age? That people are left to run like this.
Ha egego unu ntị kemgbe unu na-ayọ ha sị
anyị agakọkwa gị ama na nke da adị mba ka adị mba ka wee kpọọ ya na ka ihe merụ nwaanyị ebere mana ọhịa nnukwu ekwu ozuru mata anyị eji na bụ igwe atụfọdụrụ anyị na dị igwe anụnwa ya na this woman ya na this man bụ relation ofu family ka ha bụ.
Ha na-anụ onu gị maka ihe anyị na-eme bụ live. I believe na ha niile ga-eme na gọọmenti sizi wee bịabazia nke ịkwata ụlọ atata.
Ka ada adọrọ m maka sọpụ na ịbụ enwe m accident nke agbụrụ batazie bụ nna
ọ dị mma. Kedu kwenu ihe a gwara unu kịta? Ha ekwetego n'ihe unu yọrọ ha ka ha nyete unu time ka akpa ya akpa? Gwaba gọọmenti na ha na-anụ ihe ị na-ekwu na live camera.
Nwaanyị bụ nwaanyị aja mụnwa ka ahụ nwaanyị aja ji ma nwụọ mama anyị anwụcha ụmụ anyị niile anwụcha karịa so okwu nwa nwaanyị n'okwu nwoke obee ọlụ ndị ebe a niile bụ ibe iyi nji enye ndị iyi na-enyi ma oke enyi
Ebezina mando. Ndo. Ndo ebezina biko. Ka unu na-ahụ kịta bụ ngwongwo nwaanyị ahụ nakwa ngwongwo ndị mmadụ bigasị n'ụlọ anụwa.
So people are just packing their things.
Ya bụ katapila abịawagokwa nso.
Na ana Igbo omenala Igbo enwe ihe dịka obi ana ebe a ka a na-anụ ya unu enega anya pụcha grave ma ebe enidi ya ma ụmụ ya ana onye abụ ebido ọ kasị operation nata of which na mụ abụ living witness mụ na ya na-abọsu ọ mụ abụ onye stood by her I jee na ebe New Heaven wee jee mee the major operation o mee kịta nwa o mego the first one this year this is the second one anọ Chineke mee na ọ dị mma may your way come out from that theater because only through that woman fully high but not by the grace of God at this woman upon any non agabiga. The doctor called one of us say I could only represent as the daughter of this woman. Yeah, work with the Igbo. Yes, na when we take good governance. Amari na genyelu nwanye ajado aka. At least otu esi na when you demolish eba ekwesi inwe a place aga see.
No, and you see why I'm getting emotional and at the same time getting angry is I have no issue with government taking over this land and using it for what they want to use for. But I have every single issue with government taking over this land from a widow without providing alternative. That is very inhumane. Ugwuanyi, if you're watching me, I am calling you out because this is very inhumane. I've tried also this evening to see if there is anyone that knows this woman to know, even if it means paying for where she can stay in a hotel for a couple of days, because this is insane. This is insane. How can we be crucifying others? Oh, these people are doing us this, but here is us against us. It is really, really sad. And you think you're seeing that now, what this video has shown. So at the end of the day, they just gone ahead. This is the demolition.
Unafuna uno nyabo nwanyi na-ekwu si akwatukwa na uno ya ebidogo wee kwatube ya.
Why can't we get something right in this country, be it in the Igbo nation, be it in Nigeria, be it anywhere? Why can't we? What is wrong with this skin color? Imagine you watching me now, no matter which country you're watching me from, can you think that this can happen from your own country, where you reside? Before government should demolish this, they should have made provisions where these people will go.
Giboy na ajụ anyị kedu ihe na-eme.
Now look at them using koboko as if people are animals. I hope we can contribute something to help this woman out, because this breaks my heart. Watch it. This breaks my heart. Now the whole place is flattened anyway. I need to scroll the video fast so that we can see the whole place is now flattened. You can see that. The whole place is now flattened. All you can only see is their, look, the fence, the gate is pulled down. That's it. Everywhere flattened. Houses. Oh dear. It is a crime to be poor in this God-forsaken place. Look at it. Look at So what I will do, people, maybe I don't know. I would open my phone line. So let's see what we can do. Is there any way we can help the woman? Let me know what you think. Is there any way we can help? You know, if there is any way we can help, let's see what we can do. But the whole thing, the whole destruction, is really painful to say the least. It is really indeed heartbreaking to see. Um, again, I'm only looking at the mama, the grandwoman, the mother here, who obviously um, lost her property. So what we can do is to call this number you can see on the screen. Call this number and let's see what we can do. Let's have a chat. Let's rub minds together. Obviously, if there is anything we can do, I don't know. Honestly, I'm short of words. I've tried reaching out. If you're watching me and you know this woman, please, um, get to me at Mazezoke. Mazezoke. You can reach me on Twitter. You can reach me via my email address, mazezoke@gmail.com. Or you can write in Njenje Media Studio. You can write in Njenje Media by using, I think it's Njenje Media at gmail.com as well. You know, um, as we say, an injustice to one is an injustice to all. In as in the case of this woman, all I can see um, is because she was not, her case was not properly addressed. Okay. Now we're not talking about the guy that destroyed the fence, who eventually the guy that destroyed the fence, who eventually had his own fence or his own house destroyed. I mean, he's for him to afford 400 plots, I believe he's not entirely hungry compared to the woman that has six children, that had 6 children, four dead, two alive, and sadly can barely feed, living in her own ancestral land that has been destroyed as you and I are speaking. She is now homeless. I tried to see if she could be reached. There is no one who is able to tell me where she is, but I'll still keep making my effort. If you know who the woman is, please reach out. If not for anything, let us show that we can be each other's keeper. Let us show her love. Let us, I think, I don't know, let us show her love. I'll probably still call one or two people who are residents in Enugu to see if we can get this woman and if there is any way we can. It is unbelievable to know that this is happening in 21st century in the Igbo nation. This is us against us. This is not an outsider. This is not outsiders against us. This is us doing us. And that is not acceptable. That is really heartbreaking to watch. So I'm still waiting. If you have any suggestion, I have this woman must be rehoused and compensated. Why can't we do things right in Nigeria? Or that same question that everybody is asking. Imam Madu Abum says, this is very sad. Nigeria is indeed a zoo. My fellow Ndibo, which way? Okay, so now this is Igbo, Nibo. So what do we do? Maz, imagine if Igbo governor can do this to our people in our own land, then who else do we cry to? That is the thing. When I saw this from BBC, I felt like it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And I believe if you are touched, maybe there is a way we can help this woman. You know. At the same time, if you like the broadcast, can you please give me, can you like the video? Because when you like the video, the YouTube algorithm makes it that others will see it. Can you please hit the like button, smash the heart like button, and let us see what we can do for this woman. So I'm still waiting for suggestions. That's it, suggestions. We all can be sad from now till tomorrow, but I think suggestion is what is going to help. What are we suggesting that we do? The governor of Enugu State, that is Florence Kete, the governor of Enugu State, you have no fear of God at all. You will definitely pay dearly for the act of wickedness and cruelty. Again, I re-emphasize here, the issue here is not providing alternative. It could be until we hear from the government. It could also be, I don't know, I'm not holding brief for the government, but in Nigeria, anything can happen. No one would know if probably something was given to the woman and those in charge could have pocketed it. It's not impossible. It is in the same nation that we are on lockdown on COVID, and we are being told that billions are being used to feed school children at home. I don't know to which school they went to. School at home. If your child or your if your children ever got anything, let me know. But mine didn't. But we read it every day from the papers that X amount of billions were used to feed children at home. How? When they were sleeping. So do not be surprised that when the real story, which we are still going to investigate, that when the real story begin to come out, that you might begin to hear that, oh yes, we paid 15 million to this woman, why is she disturbing us? You can hear something like that, meaning whoever money was given probably could have taken the money, but we don't know. Be as the case may be, two things are very clear. The government must now, you know, um, after this broadcast, I would endeavor to ensure the governor sees, if he watches it, that's his own cup of tea. But I will endeavor that I send it to the governor. Beside that, probably, like I said before, could have been that in our own usual greedy and gluttonous way of living our lives, that something probably would have happened, and someone apparently or most likely might have commingled and must have done something with the money. We don't know. But it's indeed sad. It is indeed sad to think that, a nation, that we should be talking about something like this. It is indeed sad and heartbreaking, honestly. Florence Kate says, this is a place where her late husband and 4 children were buried. Exactly. I mean, it is madness. A place where her children, if it is a country and a place where things were done right, they would build another house for this woman, exhume the dead bodies, relocate these dead bodies, and, do something right. It's madness everywhere, madness. Madness everywhere. Madness everywhere, people. Everywhere madness. On that note, I think, this video is really getting to me. Honestly, I would call it a day, because the more I talk about it, the more I'm stuck with those words that the woman spoke. The more I'm stuck. Look at it, the houses just flattened. Now the question is, where are they going to live? houses is now being destroyed. Where are they going to live?
Ajụjụ gị a gosiri na ọkịta ka ị na-abata na ugbu a. Na geeti ụlọ ahụ ka a nọ ugbu a. Ya bụ nwaanyị ka nọkwa n'ime. Geeti ụlọ ahụ adaruola na ugbu a.
So people, on that note, I will leave you and I will say have a wonderful evening. If you have the contact of this woman in question, please do reach me. And if you decide to, what I'm thinking, maybe we might do if you want to help the woman, if you go to the description of this video, you will see Njenje Media Patreon accounts. If you wish to, you can put something while we are still going to find out. If I find this woman, I think what is going to happen is, either we offer her a proper interview and at the same time see how we can help. If government fails us, you and I must not fail ourselves. If government fails us, you and I must not fail ourselves. If you know the woman, please reach out to me. We must be our brother's keeper. We must show her love in this time of great need. On that note, I remain yours truly, Maze Zoke, signing off. Remain blessed.